Thank you for your kind invitation. Uh, Now we present the latest phase of a research project in which we explore the relationships between the representation of virtual living and the digital technocultures, with a particular focus on artificial intelligence. This experimentation is part of a teaching experience in the architectural drawing course during the third year of the architectural degree program at the Gabriele D'Annunzio University of Pescara. The goal, the aim of this research is to update the technocultures that have long been used in teaching, adapting them in light of the development of the generative AI applications and testing their effectiveness through targeted and shared experiments. We will present the initial results of a didactic path that led to the development of a semantic model and then to a virtual city. The product of the students' creativity enhanced by artificial intelligence. The main phases of the process were structured around 5 educational objects or phases. One, we have selection and redesign of conceptual and visual references. Two, we have freehand sketching of a semantic model based on a previous experience. Three, we have the processing of the chosen references through text-to-image generation. And four, we have the processing through blend-to-image generation, integrating the freehand sketch of the semantic model. And finally, five, we have a final synthesis and design of the virtual city. Here we see some examples of this process, starting with the choice and the redesign of conceptual and visual references. In this student work, we recognize some iconic buildings, such as the OMA CCTV in Beijing, the Art Tower by Arata Isozaki, or the new museum in New York by Sana. The buildings were redesigned and reinterpreted in a synthetic and expressive way using freehand drawing. The second phase consists of the design of a semantic model that freely synthesizes the chosen references by drawing always a freehand sketch. In the third phase, we see the entry of generative artificial intelligence. In this case, we used Midjourney to perform two distinct operations. The first operation consists of processing images from the reference selected in the first phase that we have already seen. The second operation consists of mixing through the blend-to-image operation the sketch made freehand that you can see here in the middle with the image processed previously by Midjourney. So we have a blend of two images, one AI-driven and the other made by hand. In the fourth phase, so we have the synthesis and design of the final digital semantic model. This phase is carried out by each student using software for modeling and rendering architectural compositions in isometric view. This is another example. This is the process of another student. So we start with the redesign of conceptual and visual references. And for example, here we can recognize the Pompidou Center by Piano and Rogers, Kahn's building in Dhaka, and Frank Lloyd Wright's Guggenheim. This is the freehand sketch of the semantic model, elaborated starting from the previous references. You know, you can see it's a very free drawing. This is the third phase in which we use Midjourney. And then we have the blend to image of the selected images with the freehand sketch of the semantic model. At the end of the synthesis and design, we have this digital semantic model on the right after the suggestion by artificial intelligence. At the end, and we conclude, we have the fifth phase in which we have the final synthesis of all semantic models and the design of the abacus of elements for the virtual cities. So generally students working group. So for example, in this case, we have student 1, student 2, each one produced its own semantic model, and they all together work to elaborate and develop this abacus of the elements. You see, we have different elements. So for example, we have avatars, elements for nature, fields, transplantation, and different forms of virtual living. They all come from the previous phases. These individual elements blend into a virtual, habitable, and architectural space through a process of cross-breeding, aggregation, and layering. To showcase this space from various perspectives, multiple images were created. Each image offers a unique vantage point, representing the space at a specific distance. The XL view that we can see here provides a comprehensive overview, presenting the entire space from a great distance. In this case, for example, we have a less distant view. We call it L large. We can see very clearly a lot of details that compose the overall image. To conclude, these experiments highlight how the role of the designer can evolve. Less and less a simple user of technoculture, but a true co-creator in dialogue with artificial intelligence. In this process, the ability to select and interpret initial information becomes crucial to guide the AI towards meaningful results. It is a bit like providing a compass to the algorithm, directing its exploration towards unexplored territories, and thus generating innovative and unexpected solutions. Thank you for your attention.